What's up, motherfuckers? So, today I am here with my first zero to hero ever client, Henry, the Thierry Henry of East London. Absolute savage. This motherfucker joined me within 8 days, left his job. Within 1 week after that, made half his monthly salary by being an absolute savage. So, I'm going to talk you through today exactly what he did, how he fucking learned exactly what he did, and he's going to explain to you exactly how you can get skills like him.
All right, introduce yourself, brother.
Well, I'm Henry. I was working a 9 to 5 probably like 3 weeks ago. I saw Jack come up on my feed and I was just like, shit, let me just take the shot. Let me DM him. Because I was probably spent about 8 months trying to figure shit out, trying to see what things work. Had no progress, zero money made online. And when I came across sales, saw Jack, the rest was history pretty much.
Yeah, so to give a bit of background on that, basically, we're in the DMs of Henry and we jumped on a call and it was just pretty fluent. Like, there was no objections. He knew what he wanted. And I guess for you, like, what is your motivation behind actually the online world?
The 9 to 5 wasn't a realistic goal for me. I knew that from a very, very early age, but I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of, when we were on that call, I remember saying to you that, yeah, I'm taking actions, I'm doing what I need to be doing, I'm hustling. Like, when we dove deeper into that call, dove deeper into my mind, I realized that I was the one holding myself back.
Yeah.
And, if that hadn't happened.
I think everyone experiences that as well to a level. Like, everybody eventually holds himself back. One interesting thing that we were saying is Henry's old 9 to 5, literally over there in Canary Wharf, right? Yeah, like Canary Wharf's just over there in the building opposite us, and it was like a reminiscing moment for him. I guess really it makes you reflect, doesn't it, on where you're at and how much progress can be made in such a short space of time. What has been the key, don't include me in this answer, but what has been the key element for you in actually getting the success that you've had in such a short space of time?
Honestly, it has to be just believing that you can actually do it. Half the time, I always had this lingering thought of what would happen if it didn't work out. And ultimately, no matter how small that thought was, no matter how much I thought it wasn't affecting me, it still was. It was holding me back at the end of the day. Because if I had let that go 8 months ago, I probably would be here a lot earlier.
Yeah.
It was like that step it took to understand, like, along with working hard, like anyone can work hard, but actually believing in yourself, actually knowing and being truthful to yourself that you can actually make the goals that you want, the aspirations you want. At the end of the day, it all comes down to that.
Sure. How did you get that belief in yourself though? What was the switch? Because belief can't just fucking, at least in my opinion, belief just doesn't fucking fall out the sky, right? Like, how did you actually find a way to reframe yourself so that you did fucking believe in yourself? Or what was it that you did to give you that mental model?
I think it's got to be overcoming and letting go of my fear. Because, like I said earlier, like, I had this lingering thought of fearing about and focusing on what if it wouldn't work. I would have times when, I was hustling, but at night, 2 a.m., I would just be like, what if I do all this work and it doesn't work out? And as much as I'm thinking, as much as I was thinking realistically, at the end of the day, me concentrating, me focusing on the chances that it won't work out, it was only holding me back. And so I decided to start thinking properly optimistically.
Yeah.
Literally casting aside that thought of negativity, thinking about why things won't work instead of focusing on how to make things work.
Yeah. Is that what is the difference between realistic and optimistic in your perception?
Being realistic is subjective to everyone at the end of the day, but especially for me, when I was being realistic, it was from my past experiences, like up until like all the way from childhood up until like now, thinking that, because of the low chance that people actually do make it, because of how many challenges you're going to face, because of how much work you have to put in, I knew I could do some of that, but realistically, I didn't think I could do all of that. But when I switched that, started becoming optimistic, started focusing on, instead of why it won't work, focusing on how I can make it work, focusing on what do I have to do to get to a place where I want to be, it sounds simple. Well, it is simple at the end of the day. It's just not easy.
Yeah, it literally is that simple.
It is simple, but it's just not easy. That's all.
Because you look what you find what you look for, right? If that's the right term.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you find what you look for, innit? Yeah. So, like, if you look for something, you're going to find it. If you look for reasons not to do something, you're not going to do it. If you look for reasons to do something and to be successful, you're going to find even more ways to replicate and duplicate that success and let that compound across such a fucking large space of time that you do get the result that you want by the end of play.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
I mean, there was an analogy that I even started using in sales calls. That like it's called a skiing analogy. Where if you have a skier and he has to weave in and out through these trees and follow this really thin path, if he's always focusing on don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees, he's gonna hit the trees at the end of the day. But if he's always telling himself focus on the path, then he's gonna look at that path.
Yeah, and he's going to find ways to fucking cut in and out like a bad man. Yeah, 100%. Because the way that you pick things up is not like typically many people that I've seen before. What do you feel is like the key component in your mind that allows you to just take information and implement it at such a fast and rapid rate to be able to gain such amount of knowledge that you can then implement?
It's a good question. I think it's got to be the fact that I don't just, for example, I wouldn't just go through the notion, for example, like the materials that you give me. I wouldn't just go through it, watch it. I would find multiple ways of understanding it, asking myself, why is he doing this? Because, you can tell me like, oh, you should do this during discovery, you should do this during objection handling. Okay, but if you don't understand why you're doing it, you're just not going to remember it. That's how I usually think. Like, understanding the why behind why someone does things, just instead of just focusing on what it actually is, you end up becoming so much more natural in your thought process. Yeah,
definitely, bro. What would you say has been the biggest thing that I've helped you with since we've started, other than being a fucking G, obviously?
Honestly, I would say there have been times that we've called, right, and I've had times where I've started doubting myself. Even now, like, I would say you've out everything. If we put the skill set aside, obviously, like, as much as you help me with the skill set, with the way of thinking in sales, the network that you provide, like all those great things, the biggest thing for me is your ability to break down my uncertainty, your ability to show me that, like, yes, you are actually fucking capable because you've already shown me that. You've already shown yourself that, more importantly.
Sure.
And so you breaking through my uncertainty again and again and again has really helped me make sure that I don't continue holding myself back.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And there's been many times where we've had calls at like 1, 2 a.m. where we're just like, just chat and breathe, do you know what I mean? Just like getting through it together. And I think that's a big part that a lot of people miss out on, like, in this space. It's just like, just jump in a group training and just crack on. It's like, that's never been the way that I've wanted to run things. With results, like, how many deals have you closed since you started closing?
I mean, I've closed like 10 plus deals in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've closed about 20k cash.
Yeah.
I made 1k in a day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like,
you had just a fucking 4-figure day.
Yeah.
In your first month in high ticket sales.
I mean, when just to put in perspective, in my job, like my 9 to 5, I made 2k in a month. When I made 1k in a day, I was like, it was the first bit of money I ever made online as well. And it was just like, when I saw that fucking hit my account, I was like, fuck, like, this is actually possible. Like, this stuff is real.
Yeah.
And from then on, it was just like, I don't think there's going to be a possible way to actually stop it.
So, question for you then, like, and maybe for the viewer as well, do you have to believe that it's real before you see it, or do you have to wait until it's real to believe it?
I think the importance is believing that it's real. Because the people who will wait until they see the results are never going to be the people who actually succeed, at least to a place where they ultimately work. I generally don't believe. Because there have been times when I'm waiting for results to happen. I'm waiting for things to happen. I did that in the 6 months I started online money, online anything. Like, that got me absolutely nowhere. I started, from the second I met you, I started believing, like, And just to put it in perspective, my show of belief was to a point where I'd quit my job before I made that 1K. Because I knew that, like, it was possible. There was nothing else. Like, my parents, my friends, no one was going to tell me that it wasn't possible because I knew it was. I was just that confident. And I just think that belief is just so much stronger than just waiting for the actual result.
Sure. Because it's such a fucked belief cycle, right? Like, so many people wait for the result until they believe that it's real.
Yeah.
But then that means that they never see the result.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they can never believe it.
And then they never get, and they just end up, before they know it, they're 40, wondering why they never started. And it's just like, well, when people, like, the most successful people in the world always say, you gotta fix what's up here before you start anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Like, I had most of it fixed. I had understood that, you know, to get to the level these guys, you need to think how this guy's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And the one piece that I was missing was literally that lingering fear, which you helped me build out.
Yeah. It's fucking insane, isn't it? How it's just like a piece of the puzzle. But as soon as you just put that one piece, it's just that sense of, like, it's like a breath of fresh air, isn't it? You know?
100%.
I remember when I first understood these concepts and it was like just a new awakening. I almost felt like, without sounding like super cliche, like almost reborn in a sense where I was like, fuck, like this has been why I've been delaying for so long. This has been why I haven't been doing it, because I'm just scared to fail. And as soon as I understood it and like fucking diagnosed it, it was like, now I could fix it, you know? And it was such a fucking big step for me. And that's why I hold such a strong belief for everyone. And it's like, once you get past that, you just push. Push. And it will always come back, because like it doesn't matter whether you, like, let's say that instead, like, you're on a 12k a month OT offer, like now you all of a sudden get a 30k a month OT offer. Then you're gonna have like, oh fuck, like now I got to leave this comfort zone. Now I got to step up. Like that's gonna be scary. That's gonna be an inevitable step. Am I worth it? Do I believe I can do it? Can I perform the same way that these other guys are performing on the offer? Like these are all normal thoughts to think. But it determines. Because I was saying this to Joe earlier, another one of the guys in the program. Now, it doesn't matter what routine that you have, but it's your belief on the routine.
Yeah, 100%.
For example, 2 people go to the gym in the morning. They go at 6:30. They do the same workout. One goes to a 9 to 5 and earns 3k a month. The other goes back to his business and makes 150k. But they have the exact same morning. So what's the difference between that routine? Exactly. Is that one person believes that it's going to accelerate their business. The other one believes that it's just going to give them a better start to the day for their job.
It's all like the way you perceive your life, and it's just like what I've never understood is like people expect to be the same person and expect a different result. Like that's literally the definition of insanity. You can't expect to be the exact same person and expect insane results. You got to be extraordinary to become extraordinary.
That's actually interesting. I never really thought of it like that before, because I know like doing the same thing and getting the different results, but I never thought of being the same person.
Yeah.
Damn, that's actually a better way. That's a much more like identity-based fucking cash collection way of looking at it. Where do you want to be by the end of Q3? So between July, August, September, by the time the third quarter ends, where do you want to be?
Honestly, like I'm going to be making 30k a month.
Yeah.
Like I've been selling that for the longest time now. I said to myself that I would make my yearly salary from my job in a month.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's where I'm going to be in Q3. If not, then I would definitely be there at the end of the year.
Yeah, sure. Bro, we're going to get you to fucking 30k a month. That's actually sick to see, because when I originally started closing, I never aimed that high, bro. Mine was just 10k a month, 10k a month, 10k a month. Then I hit 10k or 15k and I just lost all my push for more. And it was a big like identity based fucking shift, you know, just realizing fuck. Because the only reason that I didn't push for more was, again, to like the fucking fear of like actually realizing like, shit, I got to change this person now.
Yeah.
Because you think that you made it, right?
Yeah, and then like it settles in like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
There's something I heard actually. I remember it actually hit so hard, and it's something I realized that I do need to start living by more. And it's like the only thing constant in your life, especially for ambitions, is change.
Yeah.
It's the only constant in your life. The more you get familiar with it, the more you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You genuinely can't be stopped.
Sure. There's a great channel called Seek Discomfort. I don't know if they still run, but I used to watch it all the time, bro. And it, like, even just the title of their YouTube channel just changed a lot of the way that I saw things. It was like, if you seek the discomfort, you're going to get the growth, right?
Yeah.
And like a lot of people try to avoid it because they think that the discomfort is what is actually not essential for growth, but it is so fucking essential. Like,
Yeah.
and how essential do you feel that the discomfort has been for you over the past month?
I don't think if I was comfortable, and it's so easy just to get complacent when you're comfortable. Like
Yeah.
when you're in a cushy job, when you're in a place where I can cruise here, you just end up cruising that. Like if you want to actually change, if you want to actually grow, you got to put yourself in a position to grow.
Mm.
And I've heard so many people say they want to change, and it never happens up to 5, 10, 15 years. It's because they've been comfortable for their whole lives. They've still been in that cushy job. They've still been in a place where, or like, even if it's in an environment where they're still comfortable. Like they're in a middle class family, even people my age who, they're living fine, but at the end of the day, they talk to me about their aspirations, their goals, but then why is it not happening? Because you're comfortable.
How old are you now?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. Okay. If the 30-year-old Henry was here, the one 10 years from now, bearing in mind in the next 3 months you want to make 30k, and then that version of you 10 years down the line was having this conversation, what do you feel that he'd say to you?
It's a great question.
I would hope so.
I would say that 30-year-old Henry would tell me to continue to be uncomfortable, continue to put yourself in situations where you have to grow in order to get to the next level. Continue to work hard, most importantly. Continue to chase those dreams, because more than ever, they're more real than ever. Yeah, I mean, that 30-year-old Henry is gonna, I hope, and that he would be the type of person to tell me to keep going.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Because you mentioned chase your dreams, but there's a big thing that I've learned between chase and a trap versus you can chase them and run, but the natural thing when you chase is to what? Run away. And so do you feel that chasing it is going to be better, or do you feel that attracting it is going to be better?
Attracting it.
And why?
You got a good point. Like, chasing it is just, the more you chase that outcome, that dream life, that dream goal, it's gonna run away from you because you're so fixated on the outcome.
Sure.
But if you start living, I mean, it kind of comes back to that like living as though you're already in, you've achieved that.
Yeah.
Living as the person, or becoming the person that is worthy of having that lifestyle that you're so grateful.
A mentor of mine told me once to show up as the future-paced version of you. Like, you got to walk out, you got a 12-inch fucking schlong swinging between your legs, and you just whack on the table on fucking sales calls, and you're just ready, like, boom, here's my 12-inch slanger, mate. Like, deal with it.
I actually really, like, I remember at the beginning, like, in our first one-to-ones, I was just so, like, quiet.
Yeah.
I was just so, like, not assertive in myself. I mean, honestly, nowadays, I have a problem with being too much.
Yeah. When I watch your sales calls, I'm like, gee, calm down. You're just like, yo, boo, 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 slaying people on fucking, like a dragon breathing fucking fire.
Honestly, because I've started to get more passionate about it, because, hearing these people repeat, like, more of the excuses, that keep giving themselves reasons not to succeed, it makes me, like, more, like, even angry to an extent, because it's like, look, you're just continuing to build a wall in front of yourself. On the other side of it is literally the person you want to be.
Yeah.
The one thing you have to fix is free, and it's up there.
Yeah.
Like, I've told people before who are just unwilling to be open, unwilling to change, that, I don't think you're a good fit to work with us, because at the end of the day, you're not going to get results regardless how many resources we throw at you, how many coaching calls we give you, how many, or whatever we give you. We can give you the whole world in front of you, but you're just going to end up being complacent and 100 other things that's wrong with what's up here, because you haven't broken through that yourself.
Sure. That's the most fucked thing that I find, is that mindset is free to change. And if you're speaking to somebody who's in a position that you want to be in, and they tell you to think in this way, and you're resistant to thinking that, as long as it's like morally acceptable, and it's like talking in business terms here, not fucking crazy like methodologies or whatever. But like, if they tell you to think in that way and you're resistant to change, and it's like, well, why the fuck would you not change that? Because a mindset is free. There's no risk to thinking differently.
Yeah,
Literally
exactly.
zero, really. Apart from your ego, your self-image gets damaged.
Yeah,
Or at least the self-image that we build up then gets damaged, innit?
yeah.
And so if I throw that question on you then, if we focus on chase and attract, how do you feel that you need to build yourself up over the next 3 months so that you don't chase the 30K a month, but you actually bring it to you?
I think I need to stop doubting myself as much. I still think that I have times like, as much as it's much less than it is before, after everything I've been through, it's always that thought that just comes back at you when things don't go the way you wanted to, when things don't go to plan. It's
Mhm.
like not letting that or just letting go of that as much as possible, becoming that person who, like, because the 30K a month version of myself isn't someone who's going to let uncertainty be the reason to reach his next level.
Mm.
The 30K a month version of myself is confident. He's someone who knows what he wants. He's going to get what he wants. So it's like, if that's the type of person I need to be, I need to start being that person now.
Yeah,
And if that's how I'm gonna attract that 30K a month for sure.
that's fucking sick. I rate that. There was one question I wanted to ask you. Yeah, did I send you the first sales call that I ever had the other day? Was that you?
You showed me your first ever sales
Did I not
call.
send it to
You
you?
didn't send it to me.
Nah, right. That's like a few dates down the line. That's a few dates down the line. What I wanted to ask you is, have you ever watched your first sales call? That
Yeah,
yeah.
I have.
And if you compare that first sales call to who you are now, even just 3 weeks later, how do you feel is a shit question to ask? I hate when people ask that, but like, what happens internally when you fucking watch that then versus the type of guy that you are now?
My actual first sales call, I mean, to be fair, I remember like just looking at myself, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Like you hear my voice, you can hear the way I was speaking. I remember there was a point where I was literally stumbling over my words.
Yeah.
And it just felt insane, like how much I've changed in literally such a short period of time. Even like before that, I remember like when I was first like learning, before I even met you, I actually still the recording of like being on like in a sales environment trying to sell to someone.
Yeah.
I said like welcome to the sales call in the intro. I said that. I was like, holy my god, that was not even that long ago.
How long ago was that?
Honestly, like a month, 2 months. I'm telling you, it's not that long ago. Said welcome to the
That
sales
is
call.
fucking
And
funny.
you know, when I look at that and look at like how I carry on calls now, it's just crazy to think. And I remember on our call when we were on a call, I mean, one of the things that always has stuck to me to this day was you can genuinely make your success happen as fast as you wanted to.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of people don't genuinely believe that, but it's so true. Like, how is it? It's not a coincidence that for 6 months before I met you, I literally, I saw zero progress, no money online, no progress whatsoever, just begging to find a way to make money. And then I meet you 2 weeks later, I quit my job before even making money and make my first $1,000 in a single day. Like, that is just crazy. And it's just like, how can you not believe that all these people showing you, there's so many people showing you what is possible out there. And it's like you choose to say that that's what you want, and then next thing you know, you're watching Netflix. Like, how does that even make sense?
Okay, here's a question for you, because in a lot of these client interviews that I watch, they always say, "Oh, if there was, would you recommend somebody to join?" But obviously, I know that you're going to say yes. So rather than asking you a shit question like that, what's one message that you would send to anybody watching? And I don't want you to say like, "Oh, join my like join Jack" or anything like that. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking, you probably were, but I thought I'd stop you. No, one message that you want to put out to the world that you feel fucking passionate about that will help change somebody's perspective.
Honestly, for all you guys watching, you genuinely can do it. I was just a normal kid. I'm not anyone special. Probably less smart than a lot of you out there. I'm not particularly amazing at anything. I'm not crazy good at something. I'm not a prodigy at anything. I'm literally a normal 20-year-old kid who was in school just like you, who left school with 3 Ds in his A levels. I literally saw no future like that.
Yeah.
I'm no different to you, and there should be no reason why those goals, whatever aspirations that you have, like it's way more possible than you can even imagine. And so, a lot of people that I've talked to that have seen where I've come don't believe that is actually real. Like, if I could tell you one thing that you need to do is stop. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter. There are 100 millions of ways, and I don't want you to tell yourself that I don't know where to start, because that is a reason why you're not where you want to be. Just start. Whether it be with Jack, whether it be with anyone else, just start. You gotta find a way to start. And a year down the line, you can be a completely different person.
Fucking sick. Good shit. That was awesome.